or mage. Otherwise, the land will reset and all the construction that you did will go to waste.
Interesting.
For reasons. Why is this? Ooh,
why is that though? What could that be?
We're live. Hello,
We're live.
everyone.
Hello,
Hello,
internet.
welcome to the stream.
We are doing weird accents, aren't we?
They get out of my stream.
Yeah, mine, which is like half Russian, half French, which is
Mostly-
actually like Tolstoyan, like Russian.
I love
Basically.
it.
That's Dexter's lab.
Get out of my laboratory.
I'm just going super creepy with mine, so that's
Yeah.
my whole thing.
Did you watch the Daniel videos?
What's
The
that?
video
No, what
that I
is
sent
that?
you? No, I put it in
You sent it to me?
I put it in the chat here. But if you watch like the first 30 seconds, like the way that you talk reminds me so much of the way that Rhett talks when he has.
Is he the big hair guy?
Yeah, the big hair guy. He is doing like his Daniel character. It's so funny. Also, I apologize, stream. I have to pee again. You guys go about your business.
That is pretty close.
Well.
Yeah, it's pretty close because he knows he's being funny, and I'm really trying hard not to be. It's really hard for me to not laugh when I do certain things, especially when I keep drinking. Hey, chat.
Remember, chat, practice safe drinking.
Hey,
That's why I mainly drink
Adulting.
when I'm on Twitch.
There you go.
Is it?
No
you
chance
guys,
that's what's happening there.
For you guys, at the bottom on the bars, it says, "Oh, I guess it's probably because it's me."
What?
You change your display name in the settings, like the little gear.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's just you.
No, but I didn't know like if it wouldn't say like in parentheses funct because it's me. Like I know who I am. Like, or the game should know. Be like you.
This bitch.
That just tells everybody who's playing.
Sorry,
Okay.
I'll join in a second.
There we go. Cool.
I always forget to join Roll20 every single time. Okay.
I was this close to forgetting that we named our group the Ember Death Grips.
Yeah, we sure did, didn't we?
What a fucking whirlwind that was.
I love it.
So we ended with a job last time.
I got shot.
So
Shawarma is canon.
Let's talk a little bit about like the introduction of each of our characters and what happened in our adventure last time.
Well, I feel like we should leave that up to the boss entirely since he gave us all our names and everything.
It's so much more pressure that way.
You wanted this.
I didn't. No one else was doing. Everyone was like, "I'm the fighter. I'm this guy." How do you have a functioning group without a leader? I had to do it. Okay. Well, we have ourselves a spicy little group of misfits and ne'er-do-wells, going by the name of the Ember Death Grips, for named for a particularly spicy technique of dispatch. This group consists of the mysterious and charismatic leader Roth, flipping between names, accents, personalities, and lives faster than one would go through. I don't know, what's something you go through a lot of? Reusable masks that everyone should be wearing thanks to the COVID epidemic.
That everyone should be wearing.
It's too real.
Yeah. A group on the rise obviously can't be too efficable without more than one person. So who do I start with? Who wants to go first?
I mean, I was the first one to join, correct?
I mean, technically he's known Crafts longer because he dated her twin sister.
Yes.
Hey,
dated
that's
is
pretty
a strong word. Dated is a strong word.
I think we say talked to.
We
Is that
certainly
is that
thought
how
of
you
more
say?
than that.
2 ships passing in the night is what I'll leave it at.
Mm.
It is a Severosi. I'm not good with this language.
For the record, I don't know if it adds too much, but Roth is Akarosi. Technically, that would be. Effectively the white, like normal mainland majority Imperial, yeah. And everyone else isn't. So yeah, we'll start with Kraft because he knows her the longest. Kraft is a burly hammer of a woman. I'll do this in character. Why don't I? Known to talk more with her fists and her boot than she does with her mouth, but she's not quite terrible on the eyes. As long as you still have yours.
She's out.
You can keep describing your character. I don't know enough about your
No,
character to
that's fine.
describe her well enough.
That's perfect. I want.
He's so
Okay.
tall.
I feel like you should do this for everyone. It's just what you see.
Okay. All right. The next acquisition was. I imagine this is like the Persona 5 very beginning of the game, like I'm being interrogated for this terrible crime. The future that we'll get back to later.
You mean
the
Dragon
Black
Age
Dawn
2?
always uses the same thing.
Yeah. So I'm like giving the crew breakdown of everyone. Like I'm bloodied and I'm beaten. I'm tied to a chair, probably explaining probably what's going to be my last act.
You see some figure in an inspector jacket going back and forth,
walking back and forth. Like, fine, I'll tell you everything, knowing full well that I'm gonna get out here in a couple minutes. Next, I came across my dear sweet teddy bear of a bodyguard, Magpie. I was following some ne'er-do-well that I was contracted to kill. I dipped behind the corner to indulge myself in who cares? And I walked back around the corner and saw my supposed target bloodied and beaten to a pulp. We call it blue on blue crime. Magpie is a derelict. Oh God, what's the blue coat? The derelict blue coat that got quite fed up with the bureaucracy and the rigmarole of police work, if you'd find that to be believable in a town like this. Yeah, a very, very dangerous with a gun, but not many people living to tell the tale. And our most recent acquire is a strange young lad. What's your tag?
My alias?
Slip.
Otherwise known as Maxwell Rose.
Maxwell Rose.
Slip. Give him the slip.
So you could let's see where I got Slip from, I guess.
A strange young lad by the name of Slip. I had just recently finished a night of merrymaking, and I honestly thought that I was dreaming this apparition of a small... what race are you?
Tagarosi.
Tagarosi.
I'm a Tagarosi, yeah.
A small Tagarosi lad, and the gleam of his teeth from the corner of my eye and the way that he played with a flame in his hand. I thought I was still nursing a hangover. But turns out young Slip was homeless, penniless, and needed fine guidance, so to speak. So I took him and I molded him into a fine-tipped spear of just horrible bloodshed and murder. But, it would have happened without my influence, but it would have been a lot more messy, so to speak, I believe. So our terrible ragtag crew, we found a home in the Six Towers district, a derelict clock tower that... Did we decide that it was covered in ghosts? Is that something that we're going to work toward?
It is known to be haunted, yeah.
Horribly, horribly haunted, but if you know how to talk to ghosts... they don't really bother you that much. You the first couple of nights, the wails and the screaming and the woe-begotten issues of a spirit forlorn from the planet. Get used to it. It becomes a lullaby, like sleeping next to a train track for too long. Anything else you want to know, Inspector? Foggy fade to black.
No. Inspector says, "What about the murder of the noble?"
Which
on the
one?
street?
I mean, the one you were talking about. Yes.
Which
horrible.
one though? Because we
Technically,
there
the
was,
two of
there was
them,
a duel. Yeah.
Yeah, he did specify in the street.
And this is post-future, so we're well into our careers of killing nobles.
Yeah, of course.
Mhm.
Unless we die
love
this
this
session,
show.
and this is some weird fucking fugue. Like, my DMT dream of, like, it would have been so cool.
Fingers crossed we all die.
Just to make the joke work? Yes. Otherwise, no. This is great. I love this.
I know.
Right, the noble, yes. Let's just say I had nothing to do with it, but I heard from a very, very believable source that there's some noble that did in a member of a rivaling group was a bit too braggadocious and ended up a dust pile amongst a room where rich debutantes and politicians go to work out their sexual frustrations on all sorts of consorts of the night. That one in the street I personally wasn't there for, but I heard it was sick.
All right.
It was extremely cool.
There was a whole standoff. There was a cool line, and then there was a counter cool line of like which gun, and then whichever one you want to be holding when you die.
Everybody polished their guns very nicely.
The gun
beforehand.
polishing, I remember, yes, in detail.
Very
Being told
important
about
part.
that because they can't stop their polishing. In the heat of battle, just
Sometimes you just have to polish your gun.
So, with that, I think we cut to the present.
can the cut be like, all right, we'll ask more later, and then he gets like punched in the face to be like knocked out. Like wipe cut.
Very Persona 5.
Yeah, very Persona 5.
We just see a little thing that comes up. It says several weeks earlier.
I love it.
I don't like that we only last a couple weeks.
Right? It was a very, very quick ascent.
Jeez.
So, where do we see you guys kind of getting paid for your recent job? Where are you meeting the client? It's a member of the Circle of the Flame. Circle of Flame.
Aren't they in the sewer?
Yeah, aren't
Yeah,
they
aren't
the
they-
sewer people?
Predominantly sewer people.
Ain't they the
To clarify,
people?
once
Yeah.
again,
Right?
Ain't they them?
Ain't they
They're-
damn sewer?
none of them actually. Well, fuck it. Yes, they worship stuff in the sewer. They're now partially sewer people.
When the DM gives in.
Good man. Good
There's-
man.
They're a secret society of like nobles that all kind of like come from the Six Tower. A lot of them anyway come from the Six Towers area, and they will do a lot of their cult activity in the sewers beneath Six Towers. And they were the ones that kind of guided you towards your clock tower that you live in now.
Wherever they're meeting, I'm 2 blocks away with my rifle ready, just in case.
You just see like the wound bandaged up a little bit on
Yeah.
your shoulder.
Not quite festering, but definitely couldn't dig the bullet out. Just, I have a very terrible itch.
So, yeah, we see the men you were meeting, Lord Mora kind of standing there. He's wearing like kind of dark robes with little flame motifs of like kind of red stitching around the edges.
Does it look like a
And,
Guy Fieri shirt?
Yeah.
My man.
And yeah, he's kind of like a rounder guy and like broad and round. And he says, so the deed is done?
We're in the past now. Yes, absolutely. The job has been done. Revenge has been fulfilled.
Perfect. I suppose since there's no evidence, I can't ask for you to present any for your kill.
Oh,
I mean,
But-
I'm sure we have ash on our boots. of
yeah, I
some
was gonna
sort.
say I'll put my boot up
I
on
think
the
time
wall
will
by
tell
his
that
face.
you will never see him again.
Good. If your work turns out to be, well, not as good as advertised, I will come back and, well, just know the circle won't be pleased.
I train my gun on him.
We leave very little trace, ever.
Which one of you was advertising? That's my question.
Thank
We have
you.
a very
oh my god,
strict
that's
budget.
hella full.
And so, yeah, he says, your payment. And he tosses over like 4 heavy bags of silver.
Very good. What's this count as? 4 coin?
Yeah, this will be 4 coin.
Cool. So 1 each?
Well,
Nice.
depending on how we split it up, we might
Yeah.
just put it into
Did
the,
we
I'm
start with 2
taking one.
coin, or our faction started with
the faction started with 2 coins. Our group did,
I'm taking one.
I believe.
Cool.
I am fine to give my coin to the group.
I'm gonna take
Yeah.
mine as well. Just to
You guys
I think I'm
spent-
going to take this one just because.
All right, guys, fuck you then.
Oh, I gotta send some home to my mother.
I have no paste. It does not matter.
And yeah, so as he passes the silver and he says, until next time. And I think we just get like a quick cut and we see you guys now, like for the first time really ascending into your clock tower. So is this like a situation where you guys are literally climbing up through like a sewer hole in like the bottom of the clock tower?
Yeah, so I imagine the clock tower that keeps coming to my mind is the clock tower on our college campus.
Yeah,
Which
the
is-
Guthrie.
Guthrie. So like it's a square base, but there's 4 legs. Imagine like a cross cut out of the center of it. So you've got these 4 legs, but then once it goes up like 20, 30 feet, it solidifies and then it's all just like one big building like column. One of the legs is hollow and like there's a sewer tunnel that goes from underground all the way through the leg to like the top where there's rooms.
Nice.
Like a multi-story building or whatever like real estate's actually usable.
Yeah.
That isn't either bells, clocks, or
Gears.
like weird just detritus and shitty wood.
Yeah, I think most of it's like detritus and kind of like they're prepared, ready to be built into and your base expanded.
Yeah.
Wait, is it detritus or detritus? Because I may have
Detritus.
been. I have been saying that word wrong my whole life.
It's okay.
It's fine.
I don't think I've
I'm
ever heard
like
that word.
Now that
I'm that way with like Jetsam and
Debris.
Flotsam because I
Yeah.
always pronounce it Flotsam.
Flotsam
But
and-
I
it's
thought it
It's
was
not
flotsam.
flotsam?
It's
Wait,
Flotsam.
Ursula says flotsam.
It's Flotsam, I promise.
I always read that in Lord of the Rings and I always said flotsam.
But
Yeah.
Ursula, her eels are named Jetsam
Her
and Flotsam.
eels! Their names, it's
she
okay.
sings it. Precious poopsies.
Oh my god. My
Is
life
the
is a lie.
is the X on the map our tower? Is that what?
Yes, and this is
Okay.
negotiable, but this is kind of where I'm saying your
I think that's
tower.
fine. I
That
was
works
just
with me.
making sure. Yeah. I
Yeah.
was just
So
checking.
so even as we like maybe we see as you guys are kind of climbing up, we get a little bit of light through the clock tower face, and we can kind of like hear the channel outside.
Mhm.
And So there's a couple of things rules wise that happen.
Imagine the rules.
So, in this game, you guys earn rep, which is something that is not in Scum and Villainy, but the crew earns 2 rep per score by default. If the target of the score is higher tier than you, take +1 rep per tier. If the target is lower. This is like a nobleman, so maybe like a tier 1 type character. So we'll say you guys can take 3 rep basically.
Okay.
So, and what that is basically for you guys to expand up into, like, right now you're tier 0 criminals, right? But if you can get like high enough rep, then you can upgrade to like a tier 1 group with with like kind of weak hold, and then you build your rep up again to get a strong hold, which is basically just your position and how difficult it is to kind of keep you in that type of tier, if that makes sense. So if you have so if you're like tier 1 with a weak hold, it's possible that like if you go to war with the wrong group and they do enough damage to you, they could knock you back down to tier 0. Okay.
Is that what the in factions the S and W are?
Probably yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I was literally gonna ask you about that, so I'm glad that came up.
Yeah.
Cool.
So that's where each of those factions are. Basically, if they're like tier 3 with weak hold versus a tier 3 with strong hold, that weak hold is like going to be much easier to kind of like knock down a peg.
Cool.
So
both of them strong. That's a good.
Yeah. Ones with strong hold, you'd have to like knock down to weak hold before you could knock them down a whole tier kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah. So you guys gain 3 rep for that. You got your 4 coin.
So our crew starts out with 2, correct? Or was that wrong?
Your crew did start out with 2.
We spent them, I think.
We did spend them. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so you spent 1 to kind of like appease the bluecoats somewhat after stealing their stuff. So
And the other one to get the
circle of flame
to like us more.
Yeah.
So then does Magpie keep his coin, or does he actually put in the group one?
I put it in the group.
Okay.
I don't need it. Yeah.
Okay.
I think in general, I will always give my share to the group.
So, most districts have crime bosses that expect smaller crews to pay a tithe from their scores. I would say for you, that would be the Wraiths, who you've so far kind of like ignored paying off. So it says if to subtract coin equal to your crew tier +1, which would be 1, when you pay a tithe to a boss or a larger organization. If you're supposed to be paying off a boss, but you don't, start a clock for that boss's patience running out and take it whenever you don't pay. Every time it fills up, lose 1 faction status with them.
Okay. So we're clear on this, like, sessions versus worth then?
Do you guys want to go ahead and
I mean, if we pay, yeah. I'm not the leader of the group. I don't choose that.
Yeah. So Roth, you know, like this is not going to be. This is going to get back to people because you're hunting in the Wraith's kind of like hunting grounds, as it were, and you haven't kind of paid them for that right. Do you kind of like start going ahead and like paying that kind of expected tithing, that kickback?
What's the tithe that they expect?
It'd be your crew tier +1, so it'd just be one coin of what you made.
Okay.
And especially from Magpie's experience with the Bluecoats, paying someone off is better than being in debt to them.
We play nice. I imagine we're like talking about this as like we're kind of cleaning up the room. I've got Magpie's coat off. I've got like my jacket off and my sleeves rolled up. I'm like just very, very lightly starting to like patch up his shoulder as we're like going over like planning and like, what do we do? What are we doing? We play nice. We get them comfortable. We go into talks and negotiations about possibly joining the Wraiths. And then as soon as they take us for granted, we kill all of the most important ones there and take over. Six Towers is not the biggest district, and it's not the most important district, so if we start there, I think that'd be a good start.
Like candy from a baby.
I don't know the allies that the Wraiths have. I'm sure that won't be the most popular move in the world, but hey, we'll have all that power all of a sudden.
How popular can a group called the Wraiths be?
I know, right? Stop moving.
So, Duskfall is a city of prying eyes and informants, both living and ghostly. Anything you might do can be witnessed, and there's always evidence left behind. And so, to reflect this, your crew acquires heat as they commit crimes. So, after a score or conflict with an opponent, your crew takes heat according to the nature of the operation. So, we do have a rules reference, so you can kind of look at like the short version.
Yeah.
But basically, you guys kind of decide, was this smooth and quiet, low exposure, contained, standard exposure, loud and chaotic, and that kind of determines where we start heat-wise, whether it's 0, 2, 4.
I'm not
I
gonna
would-
lie, it was a little
I would
chaotic.
honestly, I think I would
I
say
didn't think it was that
contained.
chaotic.
I would say contained
It
because
ended
the
ended with
wrong
a
with
duel
the-
in the street.
No, but the duel was an agreement between two people. That's not a really wild thing, especially for nobles, I feel like.
That's
Nobles
fair.
are very prone to being offended.
We literally
and wanting
just
to
burnt his
have their
body.
honor, right?
So there's literally no like.
There's
very
no
little praise.
evidence, but it was one
If
that one consort or whatever we want to call her remembers us. John made sure to specify she saw it and
but
she
they
remembers.
make sure to keep things on the down low and keep things wrapped. That's like the
As-
whole thing about their industry.
as long as there's money in it.
And there is money in it.
Are we paying
And
them to keep
I'm
quiet?
sure she knows that. I'm sure that she would be willing to be paid off.
Boss.
I think my choice right now is contained, but to heat. But
Other Sifu.
Yeah, alright, I would agree with contained.
standard exposure. There's a duel. Duels happen all the time. It's not like nobody has any issues ever with anybody, right?
Well, to be fair though, we did leave one guy alive.
Yeah,
Who saw us go in the room alone with his friend, and now his friend has disappeared.
but he was so distracted by the duel that he went to go and watch with his other friend that he probably might not even noticed.
That's fair.
I think contained is
And-
fair.
And posture, that was when I was taking care of the baby, so I wasn't there. But Roth at that time would have been, had the duel not happened, he would have been schmoozing and talking up
Oh,
and buying drinks
They
for the other
turned down
guys.
your drugs.
Yeah.
Oh,
I would-
no, I would have bought them drinks.
No, I
then.
know, but just a heads up, they turned down your drugs.
Yeah, no,
Apparently
that's
not
totally
everyone
fine.
else likes the nose candy.
That's
I don't-
fine. More for me.
Yeah. So we'll start with 2 heat. We do add +1 heat for a high profile or well connected target. This
Sure.
was a nobleman's son.
So that's high profile.
I would say we add 1 for that.
Yeah. Is it technically hostile turf?
No, this is in your hunting grounds.
Right.
So I would say no. This is kind of part of your turf unofficially, as it were, and as long as you're paying that kickback.
So we're at a total of 5 heat because
Killing was involved. Killing was in fact involved.
And we're assassins, so killing will always be involved.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not the worst thing in the world though either.
Yeah, this just means things
I don't-
happen.
How did we get so
Yeah.
much heat so quickly?
Yeah,
I
it
don't-
adds up when you murder people for a job.
For
Yeah,
a
it-
living.
and
What's
that's
the
a-
heat cap?
It adds up.
Where is the heat tracked?
It's on the Ember Death Grips thing.
Yeah.
So we're at 1, 2, 3, 4,
5? We still have 4 heat left. That's great.
We're
We're
fine.
not even at wanted yet.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
This is like 2 stars in
How
Grand
do we
Theft
get
Auto.
rid of heat?
So
out.
you can kind of do that as part of one of the downtime actions. You can reduce heat. Yeah, and other ways are doing it, like if you get to like a wanted level, you can kind of reduce that by like having somebody voluntarily turn themselves in and take credit, like go to prison.
That's why you're being interrogated.
I
And
know
we're
I'm gonna
about to bust you out.
Yeah, I'm about to get out in a couple of minutes. I'll take a couple to the jaw for the good of the group. I'm the face. I can take a couple on the face.
I feel like
But-
his last words before getting knocked out would have been, "Not the face."
Not the face.
Okay. I really have to pee again. I drank way far too
Go ahead.
Go
I
ahead.
do too, actually.
I'm gonna go
So
too.
give me
I need to
quite-
grab my
You know what?
wine.
I'm gonna turn us on to BRB.
Let's
Yeah,
take a
just give me
short break.
second. Sorry.
Thanks, guys.
No.
Well, we're back. Too bad.
Oh no!
You're off camera!
Oh, beans! I'm back. Hello.
Hi, everyone. Hello, Internet. I'm gonna go back to eating my burrito now.
It's wild to think that we haven't even started the gameplay part of this.
No, we're still
Kind of-
such a young fledgling crew
I
around this.
I gotta say though, John, I love this system.
Yeah.
Like, this is incredible. It's
Yeah.
very, very cool.
I'm glad you're enjoying it.
I like that it's not as crunchy as a lot of other systems as well.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got a nice like middle ground, and I feel like it's got solid mechanics for every part of the game, which I like.
Mhm.
Because I feel like D&D has really great mechanics for certain things, but then kind of weaker in other ones. I
Yeah.
feel like this one's
I think everything's treated very similarly
yeah.
in this situation, which is nice.
So, one of the things that happens between jobs is we roll for entanglements. So, which I did, and it's based on how much heat you have. So, this particular one is questioning.
Were we at 5?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, gang trouble or questioning. You guys don't have.
We already did questioning in the lore.
Well, this isn't interrogation. Would be if they round up one of you guys. Questioning is they are talking to contacts of yours, basically.
Oh, okay.
Oh, cool.
Are there any ghost
Hopefully
contacts that I have?
Did
Hopefully
we
they're
know
only
any
talking to the
ghosts?
contacts that like us.
They would know everything. Are you kidding me?
So, whose contact kind of helped you get this last job?
I think that'd be
I mean, I have a sister that's an assassin.
I was actually gonna say maybe it was Sam's character who knew something, but
Trying to help me get into the game.
or knew someone, I guess.
And this job was too low for her.
So, which of your sisters was did the blue coats kind of round up to ask about you guys?
Probably, well, Mercy likes me, so probably Mercy.
Okay. And then we roll a fortune roll to see how much Mercy let them know.
Oh, Jesus, Mercy, don't fuck me. She likes me!
She might like you, but the dice might say otherwise.
All right.
Did you roll the public or did you roll the...
I haven't rolled it yet.
Okay, just making sure. 6?
Good
Oh,
or bad?
that's pretty good.
Good for us or good for them?
That's good for us.
Is that 6 things
Yeah.
she told them, or?
Yeah, 6 is
Six.
great for us.
6 is good, yeah. So we do get this. So I feel like it's like a cutscene where you two are kind of meeting, maybe in an alley or something, and she's just telling you oh fuck, what accent do you?
I think she actually talks like Slip. Just very
is
cold,
Warriors?
detached.
Oh, the
Yeah, she
Okay.
decided to ditch any and all possible accent, and just very cold, detached. A
okay.
Her
little
accent was
upsetting.
very generic British, though, right? Before?
That's what the
I
local
can't remember,
accent is.
honestly.
Mine was a horrible Irish.
Okay. So yeah, and I think kind of the nobles kind of vary from posh to almost American type accents. So yeah, she doesn't have much of one, cold detached. This is Mercy. So yeah, she's like, yeah, blue coats rounded me up. I didn't tell them anything, but obviously they know about this job you did.
Right.
Which I guess it's good you're getting a rep, but maybe not get me involved next time.
Right. Sorry. I don't know where my accent's going. Yeah, just gonna look real embarrassed, and just staring down at my feet. Feel like she's a full foot shorter than me.
Okay, yeah. So that's all we really need for that one. This entanglement's kind of minor, but like you know that the blue coats are at least asking about the Ember Death grips now.
Hell yeah, clout.
Something.
So then we move on to downtime activities.
I need to open up the book.
So between scores, your crew is going to spend time at their leisure, attending to your personal needs, side projects. So this is everybody gets 2 downtime activities. A PC can make time for more at 2 activities at a cost. Each activity costs 1 coin. Or I guess you can actually spend 1 rep, but you're spending like the crew's rep to do stuff, which you might want to be careful with that. All of the downtime activities are on page. I think they start on
2.
page 153.
Well, it's on the reference 2.
Yeah, rules reference 2 as a quick, short rundown of them. So, I guess who wants to start? Does anybody kind of already know what they want?
I just want to recover until my bullet wound is fixed. So
yeah, we need to look at.
That's pretty easy for me.
So when you recover, you seek treatment and heal your harm. Do you visit somebody when you like a physiker or something?
Do you? Well, as a past blue coat, do you think that I would know someone?
You have Melver, a physiker, as one of your
as
your
a contact. So it might be worth checking in there.
And
Yeah.
Is he somebody like kind of local?
I would say he's probably located in Charter Hall. Kind of a standard. Right in the middle of everything. Kind of prepared for whatever he might see.
Cool. It's like a long-term project and feel lucky charm is reduced by 1 level. Yeah, recover.
It's rough. Recover's rough.
Yeah, getting an injury is no joke.
Yeah. And you gave me 2 on that one, so
yeah.
I'm very interested in getting rid of at least 1 level of it.
Cool. So the healer rolls to for a PC with physical or special build for quality. Let's see. So it's on your healing clock. Okay. Sorry, it's just kind of like seeing the kind of quality of the physiker
Sure.
you have.
Absolutely.
So
I just feel like that's the most important thing that I'll be going through in the next couple of engagements. So
for sure. So you're gonna do the recover roll. Usually it says you may heal yourself via. We basically roll the physiker's quality.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna say he's got the same quality as your crew right now,
which is 0 right now.
Yeah. So he'd roll 2d6 and take the lowest.
Okay.
But you can also. Well, I guess you can't. But you can spend.
I don't have the money. I don't have the credit
to increase effects, but.
It's good to know for the future. Yeah.
So he's kind of a There, you can tell us about Melver what they look like if you'd like.
Melver is also actually Savrosi.
Okay.
A sort of transplant into the area, into Duskville, but a sort of generous doctor, someone who is willing to make sure that everybody gets what they need to get done, whether or not they can really afford it. But I think that he's also sort of person who's like, well, I mean, you did it, so I'm gonna charge you, and maybe I'll charge you interest, but
Yeah.
not a like really a civics minded, like ethically like great person, but will get the job done as long as they think that they can get the job,
like
the
US,
payment later.
Like the U.S. health system.
Shh. No. Nothing like that. Not at all.
All right. I'm gonna have you roll 2d6 for us.
Sure.
So we'll see how Melvir does.
Oh no!
Stay still.
That's rough.
Uh,
So that's the one then.
yeah. So
I mean,
you
one on the thing is not terrible, but on the clock.
Oh, you guys have recovery clocks on your sheet, right?
I think so. Let me check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
you
I'll
can-
take one there.
Yep.
Can I take both of my action, or do I get two? Right. 2 downtimes.
That's recovering character that takes recovery action. You do take 2 downtimes.
Can I take 2 recovery, or do you want me to take 2 different things?
I know
I
there's
don't
some
really
things
care,
you can't do twice, but I think recover looks like you can.
I think recovery would be a thing that I would take twice in.
Yeah, maybe it's just like you've now seen the Physiker and gotten it patched up, so you're just kind of like taking it easy.
Yeah. That's pretty good. 5.
Oh yeah, 5 is good.
And that's 2.
2.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So I'll take 2 more. So 1 more will get me healed up. 2 harm is rough. Oh
Yeah.
man. Okay. Cool. But that'll definitely be my
So
downtime.
what are the scenes do we see? Where do we see Magpie when he's like taking it easy, recovering from his wound?
So I was thinking about this, and one of the things in the Hound playbook is that you get a you get an actual like animal companion.
Yeah.
So I thought it would be funny if Magpie got a raven as his animal companion.
Yeah.
Give me my bird.
So as Magpie sort of sits and recovers and is like goes to the Physiker and he's like, hey, can you get this bullet out of my shoulder? It's like, I mean, we can try. We can give it a shot. And it's sort of like, yeah, we can get bits and pieces out. We can't get the whole thing out. You might have some little like shrapnel bits left in your shoulder. That kind of thing. And and Magpie's raven like flies around and is looking for shiny things, that aren't going to necessarily help, but it might make him feel better about whatever's going on. I think the raven is trying very hard to find something that is pretty and he can present to his master. But in general, especially talking to the Physiker, it's just like, yeah, like you got shot pretty bad, man. You're gonna have to get over it. We'll help you with it, but there's only so much we can do.
Just kind of gives you like a rough stitch after.
Yeah, exactly. Stitches it up and is like, we can't take the bullet out. It's gonna be in there. We'll get pieces out as we can, but that's it.
Yeah, you'll probably be stiff in shoulder. Go heal.
I will go and I will sleep it off as best I can. Thank you, Melvir.
And he kind of gives you a pat on the other shoulder as you head out.
Yeah.
And who do we cut to next?
I already know what I want to do.
Let's hear it, Travis.
Well, I'd like to indulge a vice.
Okay.
I'm going to go home, take care of my mother and her house.
Okay, set the scene. Where is this? Is this like a little hovel or?
Yeah, it's a shitty neighborhood in a really rundown apartment complex. You can hear the neighbors screaming at each other, like through the walls. It's like, all right.
Yeah. It's like a bunch of like tight apartments and stuff like that. Cool. And you said you're just kind of like cleaning house. Is she helping, or what do we see your mother doing?
She's cooking a big old dinner. Probably going to have her other sisters over if she's not out soon enough.
So it's like the whole family gets together and like has a meal.
Yeah.
Okay.
I found this bag of coin hidden under the couch. Yeah, you lost it, Mom. Give her my coin.
She kind of looks at you skeptically and like looks through it, and she says, "Under the couch, eh?"
Should be more careful with that.
She kind of like sniffs and says, "I don't need your coin, Crafts. You can keep this for." Or actually, she wouldn't call you Crafts.
No, she would not. She'd call me Faith.
Yeah, Faith. I don't need your coin.
It's not mine.
She kind of just like sniffs and goes back to cooking. Is there like an obvious family resemblance when your family all gets together?
All redheads.
Okay. So yeah, you're gonna give up some coin?
Yeah, I'm gonna give her the coin that I took from the last job.
Okay. I would say like typically that's enough to like paying a coin is enough usually to like upgrade a thing. So if you wanted to, when you do your vice right now, you'd roll your lowest of insight, prowess, or resolve, or when you hit indulge vice anyway, it'll do that. So you'd be rolling 2 and taking the lowest with insight, which is not a bad thing with your stress. Basically, you have the option of just taking a dice with that because you're spending coin on it if you'd like.
Okay, yeah. So I just hit, indulge vice.
Yeah, and it should ask you if you have bonus dice. I think when you hit it,
yep,
you can add 1.
All right, well, 2.
Hey, that's good.
That is good.
If you'd gotten over like the 3 that you had,
why doesn't it? There it goes.
That you would have overindulged, which comes with its own set of problems. So cool. What is your other downtime, Faith?
I'm gonna go and train.
Okay. What kind of training are you doing?
I feel like she has like an area set up in the tower, just with a bunch of sandbags and shit that she can just beat up.
This is for like part of the prowess training. Yeah. You guys have definitely space that you've set up to do this kind of training. So yeah, we see like punching bag type things in there.
Yeah. Like the sandbags that were already there for working as counterweights and stuff. Just use those, it's fine. Nothing bad could happen.
Nice. Cool. Yeah, and so when you train prowess, you guys can take 2 experience when you do that.
Ooh.
Since you guys are assassins and have this training area set up.
I am so close to leveling that up.
So you just see like Crafts working out after kind of like spending time with her family. Dig it.
I know what I want to do. Are you done?
I'm done. That was my 2 things.
I want to go to my strange friend Quellen, who's a witch.
Okay.
And I want to try to learn the Dreamwalker ritual, or the out-of-body spirit-based walking. Try to learn how to project myself anywhere to be able to affect spirits and souls and anything that I can that way. That's the ritual I want to learn. Study. So the reason I'm going to her is because obviously she's the witch and she's probably already knows how to do this.
So where do you go and like meet her somewhere that she usually like trains people, or is this something like just because you know her, she's willing to teach you generally?
Oh, I'm sure I've just got to do a bunch of weird shit for her. Like find like a bunch of like apothecary stuff. That's usually my price to help her, so I have to spend time doing that to be able to learn the ritual. But once she shows me the ritual, then I can practice it and learn it myself. So it's not something like I've got to like train under her. She just usually provides me a book. With a ritual that I can learn from. I think that's pretty standard. Pretty cool for this.
It's like your narrative flavor for learning new ritual type thing.
Yeah, for some of them, I'll be creating some as well. But
okay. So is this a sample ritual that's in the book already, or this is a new
this is I feel like this is a pretty standard ritual. Standard as far as rituals go as being standard.
Sure.
It's essentially just astral projection.
So with
more of a physical, more of a spiritual, physical sense. I'll be able to affect things in the real world.
So this is a long-term project. Do we want to answer the ritual questions now, or when we finish the project?
We can do it now.
Okay.
These are fun questions.
So, what does the ritual do, and how is it weird?
Oh, it's an
astral projection.
Astral projection. I don't.
What's weird about the projection? Something that happens to you while you're doing it, or some weird perspective that your particular version of astral projection like takes on when you're flying around looking at things.
Oh, okay. Well, it's all through blood magic. That's how I get my power. Through my Tyrokos or Tyrokos, however you pronounce it, heritage and demonic heritage. It's all blood magic that way. So I would say if that's not enough to make it weird, not everything I guess could be weird through blood magic, but
yeah, I mean that gives us a narrative start of like how the ritual would look. But I guess there when you're actively using it, are you like bleeding from somewhere? Are you like do you I don't know, make a cut, or are you using like blood from something else typically when you're doing this?
No, for my astral projection, I've got to use my own blood.
Okay.
So I'll be doing that, and it's more of like, this is okay. How about this? So every time I do it, I have to actually pierce something of myself straight through, and that's kind of like what locks me down.
Almost like a grounding thing.
It doesn't have to be like, yeah, exactly. And so it doesn't have to be like a full-on stake. It's not like that, but like even just like a needle through like a finger or a palm or something like that. Oh, this is gonna get weird, yo.
Something to give you a tether back to your body once you
something that just holds my body in there. That's just part of the ritual that makes it.
It goes all the way through your palm.
Yeah.
Gross.
Oh, no thanks.
I don't really feel pain, so that helps.
Okay. So, the next question is one that is basically coming from you. What must you do to perform the ritual, and what is its price? Let's see. A ritual takes at least one downtime activity to perform and inflicts stress on the character. Performance of the ritual is dangerous or troublesome. Which, for your flame one, that's not true, but for
right.
Additional costs such as stress. Okay, so I think for this one, it will be a downtime activity to do it. Like it takes some effort for you to astral project in a way, because you'll be able to get a lot of information this way, but
right,
in a way it's just kind of like taxing on your body.
Right, and I want to be able to find. I would like for this astral there might be another ritual I have to learn later to enhance this ritual or something, but I would like to eventually be able to possess people. I feel like that would probably be another ritual. I feel like this is just astral projection as just going out. I'll be able to observe things, and I want to be able to affect things spiritually somehow. So like I could even use it to like try to help on a job if I'm not there.
Yeah. So this is kind of
Not
like
really a physical person.
we're gonna figure out the magnitude of this ability.
Okay.
How far are you thinking you could like travel to all of Duskfall, or like?
Oh, this is. I'll have to be set up in a closed area, like wherever we are. So like I'll have to find an area, and I'll probably be able to be able to do generally each area, but I've got to be like in the center of it, or in some location around that there where my body will be safe, and that's hidden.
How far away are you expecting to be able to like project out to? I guess.
I would say like not like I can do each area like as far as that. So like however far that.
So
is.
like a few. When you say area, do you mean like a?
So like I could do like
a burrow or something.
A burrow.
Okay.
Yeah. So like like I could do if I was in the center of the docks, I could do the whole docks. Same thing for Crow's Foot, same thing for Six Towers, etc. So like I could go probably a little bit farther beyond there, but not really.
Okay.
You know, enough to cover those areas, but I would feel like I would have to be hidden in that area to go.
Okay. So it's I'm going to say that this ritual will, based on its magnitude, I don't know, it's actually got pretty decent level of magnitude just because it's the range of it. But since you're not like, you're basically just allowing yourself to be able to like survey and look at things, not necessarily. Did you say you wanted to be able to interact with the real world through this, or just like the spirit world?
No, I want to interact with the spirit world, which means I want to be able to interact with people's spirits and people's spiritual beings.
Okay.
Kind of like that, like sixth sense that people are always being watched and like add distractions with things, etc. So.
Yeah. So I'm going to say this has like it's going to cost you 4 stress to like use this ability. When you do use it, so it's just like to add on to how difficult it is to do it, but it allows you to literally travel anywhere within a burrow that isn't like somehow magically protected from those types of things, but you'd be almost like traveling through the ghost field.
Okay, I'm writing on this. Check my spirit self in a burrow.
Oh, I know we're gonna get a table here for us.
To the ghost.
So I mean, like I could use this to like 100% stalk one of our targets and know exactly what they're doing throughout their day, and learn their schedule. Yep. Maxwell's rituals. I like that.
Okay.
Be a very stressed out individual, I'll tell you that.
If we are using this as a long-term project, I'm going to say it's an 8 clock. You're using your contact. Do you want to have a scene with them, or just kind of like hand wave that for now?
With the ritual?
Your
Or
contact
Quellen?
with Quellen.
Sure, let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I want to do it the first time. We don't have to do it every time, but
yeah, for sure. So I just set the scene for us here.
basically this is at the night market, one of the very, very, very back alleys. Night market.
This is almost like a tarot card.
Like what's the bad Diagon Alley in Harry Potter? You know what I'm talking about? Like all the bad stuff is.
It's just when he mispronounces it, right?
Yeah.
No, it's Harry goes there when he anyway, it doesn't matter. It's just kind of like
Perpendicular alley.
He said diagonally.
Math
gonna-
jokes. I'm just like, watch this be Morgantha.
Oh no, not like this.
Sweats and Keldrick.
So a
Right.
rundown, normal shop, but pretty rundown alley. No one really goes back here, but she has like all of her. This is where her apothecary is, where she has all of her weird ingredients and stuff like that. So I'm walking in, kind of rundown place. You see a not super old, but like 45-year-old lady, who's a little plump, actually kind of pretty, all in black, with very high mood switches, very high mood switches in terms of going from super happy, but she doesn't get mad exactly. She just goes from super happy, and super like interested in social to immediately, just forlorn about the hopes and dreams of everything that she's been in her life and nothing has occurred. So
Okay.
Can I play her?
Would you like to?
Slip, how wonderful to see you. I thought you had died.
Oh no.
I
That's all I
love her.
wanted to do. You can play it from here on in. I
Okay.
just wanted to do that little
her.
bit.
that's Quellen. I think that's
Oh no.
Uh,
we'll go with that.
so yeah, she hands you the book, and we see like the astral projection kind of image on the front, very simple one, and yeah, she says, "Now, read the whole thing before you try this ritual. Now, Maxwell, all right? Not like that last time."
But it's so much more fun when I learn as I go.
Look, you can get hurt doing this stuff. And she sighs and
No, I can't.
I think she shifts and moves, and we see the telltale sign of Quellen's Taikarosi blood. So what kind of tail does she have when we see her like kind of like stand up that's like peeking out from like her skirt?
Oh, I want to go lizard, but I'm gonna say, let's see. I would say it's like I would say it's a cat type of tail.
Okay.
You know, like very like probably kind of tigerish.
Okay. Like kind of like striped.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she kind of stands up, her tail twitching in a very obvious way, and she says, "Our blood gives us amazing abilities, but at a great cost."
With a smile.
Just return the book when you're done.
We'll see, Quellen.
I
Thank
love
you for your
Slips
time.
so much. So
right.
good.
So, what skill are you using for this long-term project?
Oh, study.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a study roll.
It's pretty standard. Is this
Yeah,
like
just
controlled position?
Mhm. Controlled standard, yeah.
5.
Hey,
Not terrible, right?
5's pretty good.
Is 5 pretty good?
Protection, and
You
you
get
5
two-
is good.
You get 2
5's
ticks on your
almost the
clock.
best.
Okay. I want to do it again for my other downtime.
I
I'm
love-
stressed so far, so
I've like grown to love dice pool systems.
Yeah.
Honestly. They're really cool.
Hold on once.
oh,
Wow.
That's fucking great, dude.
Okay. Sorry, just double checking. Yeah, 2 segments. Yeah, we won't dive into that too deep. I imagine that's kind of like you kind of poring over this book and then maybe like a couple of attempts at actually doing the ritual itself, maybe sticking yourself with things randomly. That sound about right, Maxwell? Or Slip? Just cutscenes of the ritual, or like, yeah, ritual casting and bleeding out.
Yeah, me. The first one was just me reading the book, going, and then completely ignoring her advice and reading the first part of it, and just reading like kind of like you know how like so it'll have like a summary of what I'm trying to do, and then it'll be like step 1, and I'll be like, nah, all right, and I'll just start trying stuff.
All right.
I don't need no books.
So
16-year-old genius.
Easy.
I will
Cool.
be right back. But yes.
So that is everybody but Roth who walked away. So let's take another quick break, Sam.
Yeah.
I need to just bathroom. I need to get to my bladder.
Yes, break time. Be right
Thanks,
back,
Jack.
everyone.
This is awesome.
No. You can't.
Okay, now we're back. Hi, everyone. Hello.
Yeehaw.
Yeetah.
Yeehaw.
Roth, you are the last of our downtime.
Yes.
are you doing?
I I'm pulling out my disguise kit.
Okay.
I don't keep it on me, but I keep it in the private quarters of mine. And I'm dressing up like I don't know, some other dirty vagabond. I'm mussing up my hair. Putting on like a bowler hat, a mustache, colored contacts, maybe like an arm sling or something like that. I'm going around to different bars and stuff. And functionally I'm doing the lay low, reduce heat.
Okay.
And my action is to sway. Because like I'll hear people talking about like, did you hear about the murder of the noble? 2 nobles, one gunned down, the other reduced to ash. Well, I heard those nobles were child molesters. And just like chiming in, I hear there's some group in town and everyone's talking about it. There's a big wave of anti-noble hysteria. Sentiment. Who knows who did it?
Can I get the name for this persona? I'm keeping track of all of them. Last time was Gregory LaChance.
Gregory LaChance? This one is going to be Gregory.
Last time.
Gregory.
Gregly.
Really gotta not hurt me like this.
That was
You
what
did.
you said last
buddy.
time.
Yeah, let's go ahead and roll me a sway roll here as you go through the taverns, putting out false rumors.
This guy's name is Walter Billingsley.
Walter Billingsley.
The
The third.
The 7th. The lineage is long in the Billingsley line. Risky, controlled.
Controlled.
Controlled standard.
Oh, nice.
Hell yeah.
So you reduce it by 3.
Hell yeah, pimp.
So yeah, you guys are go down to 2 heat as the the reputation of the nobles make the investigation kind of less important and fall out of the news, kind of lessening the heat on your team.
I can't believe that works.
It's the lineage.
I was expecting it to not work as well, so I'd have to use both of them, but 2 heat we can live with, I think.
Yeah.
Until we do this next job.
If you don't know what to do, I would say train is like always a good fallback.
Yeah. Yeah, I could train. Which one do I roll for train?
You don't actually have to roll anything. So you can choose which type of training you're doing. The assassins in general have the insight and prowess training upgrades, which means you get 2 experience for training one of those.
Damn, I want to train resolve, but
and you can still train, and you just take 1 XP for training, which is still an XP.
Yeah, I'll just take the 1.
Cool. What does that look like?
Pacing around. I've got one of the rooms has a Pepe Sylvia kind of wall of just like stuff, like this leader of this gang, this region, strings, connecting pins, the whole fucking 9 yards. And training in resolve. It's all about talking to people and mental willpower. I'm mostly just like working through different like accents and characters like on the fly. Like, what's a good lie? What's a good lie? What's this person's life story? What's this person's life story? Just like flipping at the drop of a hat.
Nice.
He's got his sleeves rolled up a lot of the time, I imagine. Big charcoal pencil behind his ear. He's always got like a charcoal line above his ear.
And I think we like as you're kind of like finishing up with this training, walking back into like the main room of the clock tower, we see the whole group here kind of converged as you meet to plan your next goal. So to kind of get you started in a couple of ways, so you guys are looking for a new job, which means you can lean on your contacts or factions that you know, or you can actively try and work on gaining, seizing a claim, gaining new turf, basically, through your crew map. So if you look at the Ember Death character sheet, you guys can kind of like see the turf here, starting with a layer in the center. And generally, your crew can own up to 6 different types of a turf, which that can change over time. You might lose some and gain new ones, but and generally you go step by step, like following the little paths that are set out there, but you don't necessarily have to follow those. You can jump straight to something at the end. It just might be much more difficult for your crew to actually like get that resource, if that makes sense. So the ones that are like next to you are kind of like the ones that are going to be more easily, readily available for you, if that makes sense.
Functionally, what does turf add?
So turf can be new like hunting grounds, new areas where you guys get a bonus dice if you're doing stuff in that area. It can be hold on. There's probably a much better. So another way to contribute to the crew's development is by acquiring turf. Oh yeah, so another thing turf does for you generally is it decreases the amount of rep you need to upgrade. So if you look at the tracker where the rep is and you can see where turf is on the other side, it lowers that threshold that you need. And it's basically just seizing and holding territory to create like some sort of basis for your rep in that area. Each person, a piece of turf that you claim represents abstracted support for the crew, often as a result of fear you instill in the citizens on that turf. So also when you acquire turf, you expand the scope of your crew's hunting grounds. So it becomes like an area from which your gang can operate with some advantage. So this could be like you expanding deeper into Night Market, gaining more turf around 6 Towers, or expanding even into another district if you'd like. Turf usually is always going to belong to some other gang, though. There's usually somebody you're taking it from. Which I will tell you that once you, if you choose to make a claim. Yeah, or you can just work on focus on getting coin and taking assassination missions, like I said, using kind of like reaching out to your contacts. So, begin. What is it the crew needs to do?
I mean, are we gonna say no to more turf?
How many points do we have for this? I guess.
Well, it's not really points.
Yeah, I know.
It would just be basically like a job we would set up that would for you to take over?
I think like moving toward Hagfish Farm is very, very good. Considering we almost always are killing, even if it's without evidence. A kill is a kill, right? So
Mhm.
My thing about our killing methods is hagfish does have body disposal, but upon killing, the murder crows come.
if there's no body, they do not come. If there's no body, they do not arrive at kill site.
Would we have to abscond with the body at a quicker pace for them not to come, or would they?
We must use our Ember Death ability. Otherwise, they will arrive. I think giving cover operations very strong.
Yes, I fully agree. I fully agree. Cover operations very strong. But for the moment, I do believe we should go for the turf, but not quite yet. I want to make enemies of our benefactors and overlords, but not quite yet. We still need to grow. So my leaning is either this. Either we take a speciality, more of fixers, lower class, lower quality people, making kills that way for this contact who says they'll pay us more, or we stay with our high class nobles and get paid for that, which comes with its own complexity, or we start moving our way towards hagfish. It's a weird thing to be talking in character voice about a very meta subject.
I think that
You know,
if we go to Hagfish, we get a better opportunity for other circumstances. That is my opinion.
and John, you said we could just start anywhere. We could click anywhere. We could start at hagfish. Technically, you're muted. You're muted. Maybe one more time.
Yeah, it'd basically be because you guys don't necessarily have the easy means to just kind of like start up this operation. It'd be something that might take you like a couple of jobs or something like that to actually like get set
Gotcha.
up.
So are the like the marks from point to point like a job by job? Would you
Yeah,
say?
it's kind of fluid, and we can. The way I'm going to run it is basically if it's point to point, it's I'm going to set it up so whatever narratively we're doing takes one job for you to overcome that. If you're skipping some steps, that's going to be like a multiple job type thing.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Here's this. If we move towards turf initially, what if we work under the guise and under the wings of the wraiths for now? We say, oh, this isn't us taking from your turf. You can still operate upon this turf. We would just be here as well.
I think if we want to get some turf, I think we should inspire a little bit more fear in the other factions around us.
Oh, my dear Slip, you inspire fear in everyone you meet.
It's the nicest thing anyone has ever said to me since my mother died.
That's the third time I've ever seen you blink.
Incredible. I mean, my meta
Nope, the floor.
knowledge, I'm like, cover operation, Hagfish Farm, that shit's good. That
Yeah.
shit's golden. Right?
I fully agree. But if we go for turf, I don't want to muscle
Yeah.
the current groups out
Yeah,
because I don't want to
You want to try to work with them to like get it out to-
cooperatively. Like, hey, you've got a lot of ground to cover here. If you've got some odd jobs, we're here too. We can help you out. And then
Okay.
we'll bite the hand once we're, our jaws are strong enough.
Mm-hmm.
So okay. Let's
If there's any higher members of the other factions that we could Burn up. That sounds fun.
All in due time. The Grandmaster plans.
Growth you promised.
Oh, yes, and I still aim to make good on my promise.
I'm gonna grab a rat next to me. And just hold it.
Just. I know what you're going to do to it. The amount of time that you're using to wait before you do it is palpable.
I'm
It
trying
is.
to be, what's the word? Respectful?
Just strangling the rat, man. Give it some room. Give it some breath.
Let him
Somebody
breathe, man.
Just loosen your hands, just a little bit. It's a motor skill. Just a little. You can still hold on to it.
Just tighten it a little bit more.
That's the opposite. We'll work on it later with another rat, I suppose.
And then I take my blade and I start to open it up.
All right.
I continue along.
That's. Oh boy.
Thank you,
Okay.
Rob.
So,
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
God.
Goodbye.
Well,
Goodbye,
That was the
Steve.
end of that.
He's done. Done with
oh,
your
no, I'm
bullshit.
the DM. Hi.
Yeah, that's weird.
With me?
Oh.
Did I die?
You
Yeah,
died.
you died.
You did die for a second.
Yeah.
I think my internet has been. I think I might have to restart my router at the next break.
Yeah.
But
So I think our next scene is probably then a meeting of some sort with you guys in the Wraiths, right?
It seems right. Yeah.
We have to.
Okay. So I'm gonna set the scene here.
Ooh.
As you are asked to meet on their territory. So you are you kind of your contact with them is through a storefront, like an alchemical shop that you have to like leave messages with, and you're basically invited into like come to this shop and have a meeting in the back room. So I think we kind of start with you guys, this door kind of opening into the back room, and we see what looks like one side of this fairly large room is kind of like used for storage. There's a few barrels and stuff set up there and shelves with various alchemical accoutrements. And sitting at the table is a figure wearing like dark leathers, with a hood pulled up and a simple silver mask on their face. And yeah, the mask just has like a face carved into it of that of like almost like a statuesque stoic face of yeah, like a an image of the emperor. Which is there's kind of like statues of him around, so it's a very common image of like this handsome face of Akarosi build, and the individual kind of like motions to where there's two chairs across the table from them, the simple wooden table. Yeah, and you've been told that you're here to meet someone named Slate.
and these are the wraiths, right?
Yes, these are the wraiths.
Okay.
So they almost always wear masks and stuff. And ooh, I'm gonna ask, Sam.
Yeah, I am Sam.
What strange weapon does this wraith have on them?
Oh. You know that club thing that Sokka has in Avatar: The Last Airbender?
Oh, the one with like the ball at the
Uh
end.
huh.
Okay.
I feel like he has one of those.
Okay.
This one immediately popped in my head.
You're right. That is a weird weapon.
This is a weird weapon. That's for sure.
Yeah. Slate motions for you to sit. Who are the two people that take the chairs?
Me, obviously. Unfortunately, I have to.
I feel like it's got to be Resin Slips.
Heavy as the head.
Yeah, the
Okay.
child should sit.
I don't feel like Magpie ever finds himself close to a fight. Unless he absolutely has to be.
Okay. So yeah, the figure kind of like speaks up somewhat rumbly but affluent voice almost coming from the other side. Says so you've come to bargain with the wraiths after all. Let me get this answer in a second.
Yes, we paid you your tithing in all good manner. We're starting out on very even footing, if not uneven footing, with the haunting of the clock tower that we have to deal with. We come to you humbly and asking of a penance, a little bit of crumbs from the master's table, so to speak.
A humble crew would have given us a coin when you first decided to use our turf for your assassinations.
A smart crew would have, yes, but we're grassroots. We're farm to table. We aren't very well versed in the politica of this whole business quite yet, unfortunately. So it was not a tribute not to malice, what could most easily be attributed to stupidity, is what I always say. Ignorance,
Yes.
rather.
Well, sounds like if you want some crumbs, you're asking to expand your hunting ground, is that right?
I see we use terminology such as hunting. We're all aware of what we're doing here. Okay, yes, hunting grounds, so to speak.
You are assassins, right?
I'm still getting used to saying that out loud, but yes.
You've got a reputation for being subtle, that is true, but well, upstart assassins don't usually last long, especially ones without proper respect. But I appreciate that you've come to us humble now.
Hat in hand, if I wore one.
Says, so happens we need a new crew to handle a delicate matter for us.
How delicate?
Well, we are doing an exchange with a noble, but we cannot be tied to this particular exchange. So, we would use you as a third party.
So just in case anything goes wrong, it's not your hands getting dirty.
Exactly.
Quite delicate indeed.
He kind of like pulls out a like a sealed wooden like scroll holder type thing, setting it down on the table, but not in a way that's like giving you free reign to take it or anything, just kind of setting it in front of him. And he says, the buyer is a nobleman by the name of Lord Ecto.
I'm sorry, John. One more time. Lord Ecto?
Mm-hmm. I'll type that here.
Is he a ghost? Oh, that's not what I was thinking.
Lord Ecto is hosting a party of sorts. The race wish to send a bit of a message in our ability to get to him should he decide to run his mouth about any of our dealings. Another reason to act through known assassins. You will make sure that Lord Ecto knows that our exchange is not to be even whispered about.
Wait, what?
You'll make sure Lord Ecto knows to be quiet.
Oh. Okay, I see what you're saying. I'm following now. I believe.
I don't understand what we're doing. Are we killing him or are we just shutting him up?
Are we killing someone in front of him and telling him who it was that did it? Actually, I'm confused.
I'm a little lost.
Is it so bad as killing someone in front of him and meaning that we mean business, or could we just leave a horse head in his bed? Like, what's the point A to point B on this one?
Either threaten him until he is agreeable, or if he is not agreeable, find some way to make an accident happen.
We're good at that one. We're good at that one.
Very, very good. Yes.
What about disappearances entirely?
We're pretty good at that too.
It would look too suspicious, especially after the trade. An accident would be best. Though if he's going to squeal about the wraiths and you see no way to make it an accident, do what you must. But we'll be disappointed with the work.
Fear him or make him afraid in the name of the wraiths.
Yes.
So much so that he does not put the name of the wraith upon his lips. But if he were to, say, get a little froggy, make sure that the direction he jumps is out of a window.
Exactly.
In so many words. All right. What is the dress code of this party?
The details are here, and he slides a piece of a paper with an address in Brightstone, which is a nicer part of town.
Very good. I can expect that there would be the regular entourage of guards protecting a noble at a party like this.
Yes.
Okay. You see, that just puts a little bit more work on me because I have to coach my associates here in personas and get them dressed and get them cleaned and the whole 9 yards. It's a lot harder than it looks to get into parties.
Well, the job will pay well. Lord Ecto is paying a mighty price for this, or these maps, I should say. And he kind of like taps the scroll case. And he says, you'll have to get out with the coin, of course, but you can have half for your work in the job.
Very good. So make the trade, but not on behalf of the wraiths, but not as the wraiths. And then rough them up a little bit and scare them into not back talking upon the wraiths by whatever means necessary.
I knew you were the right choice.
Just making sure we were on the same page, because if he came back with 3 heads or 18 fingers or just an arm in a box. Who knows how it's going to end up with us?
Do this and, well, we have a little shop that just opened up, near where you've been, near the Vale, where you've been doing some of your kills. Could be a nice front for your gang.
I could see myself getting behind a haberdashery. I love what you've done with the place, by the way.
Oh, yes, one of our many hiding places.
Understandable. I'm gonna go ahead and ask this because I can. Has he lied to me at all during this whole thing?
No.
Anything specifically? Yeah, I didn't think so. Just to make sure. Right. Well, hopefully after so much work, I think I would like to keep the Ember Death Grip brand its own thing. But a long-lasting relationship with the Wraiths would be neat. I mostly just want one of the masks at the end of the day.
Well, we'll see if you do right by the Wraiths. Maybe it'll make you a complimentary member, eh?
I would love nothing more.
And with that, Slate kind of like stands up, taking a step back, gripping the club at his hip, and says, "Well, I'll leave you to it. The party is tomorrow night. Make sure you get the full 12 coin payment from him."
Will do.
And with that, he kind of like moves and goes through a back door, disappearing into an alleyway.
I do my best to not show the drool coming from my mouth at the sight of him saying 12 coin.
Yeah. So you're kind of like, he left the scroll case there for you.
I definitely put it in my jacket pocket and say, all right, off we go.
All right. And I know we've been taking a lot of breaks tonight, but I say, let's take
Us.
one more.
It's fine. Totally fine.
We'll be right back.
Yeah. All right.
And we're back.
Cool. So, you guys have this job from the Wraiths. You know, there's a party. You're supposed to make a trade and deliver a message to this Lord Ecto. And yeah, how are you going about that? So you can basically choose the type of plan that you want to use. Please, do I references touch on any of these? I don't think they do.
I mean, we're breaking into a party.
Yeah, but it's pretty much like I'm looking at page 127 in the book now. It's basically the type of plan you use. So how are you breaking in? Are you like being deceptive and like kind of deceiving your way into the party using, I don't know, like fake invitations or something like that?
And disguises.
In disguises.
Yeah.
There's also like a stealth plan where you just kind of get in
Traps.
unseen, or like a social plan where you like maneuver with your contacts or something to maybe actually get invitations for you. So yeah, several different ways, I guess.
I don't have sorry, I don't have contacts that could get us in. I think the boss would. Possibly.
I know a man who might be supplying drugs to other nobles.
That's
It's
a
very
person.
well possible.
That's a person.
It's very possible that he might know of this part. If it's a fancy enough party at a fancy enough place, you better believe they're gonna have high class designer drugs at every corner.
That can't be true.
Oh, sweetheart, we need to get you to a couple more noble parties.
I'd rather not.
They're everywhere.
Wrong sister.
Oh, they're everywhere. I guess I could hit up Brill. Be like,
Should we discuss what we're gonna do once we get into the party as well, before we go
Yeah.
into the party, or are we just discussing
Yeah.
what we're getting in right now?
I
yeah.
thought we'd lure him into a back room and then just
one fish at a time. One fish in the mouth on the bed at a time. It doesn't say that you're muted.
Oh, that's
Well,
okay. So a big part of Blades, you could totally talk out those things, but another big part of it is just kind of like picking up like your engagement point and the starting detail, and then kind of like jumping into it and basically being like flashing back to anything that you would have planned for before. And the way load works, you would have had the load. So maybe you have like a general idea of what you're doing, but you might not know the particulars until we jump into the job and see how things like play out.
Right.
If that makes sense.
I got you. Yeah. We would be sneaking in through some form of either genuine or very, very good fake invite. I would come up with names and characters for every single one of these of us, all four of us.
Let's hear the names.
Yeah.
We'll see if Brill can kind of hook you up with some invites, maybe.
Yeah, if he has any, or if he knows people that are going, that we can like hit them up and be like, "Yo, we heard that the party was actually, like you shouldn't go to that party, dude. It's gonna get busted by the fucking bluecoats. I heard about it. You should stay away."
Okay. So this is like where would you find Brill usually when you go to meet him? Is he somebody that lives in like nicer part of town typically, or is he like is he a noble that sells to nobles, or is he just kind of like some scummy drug dealer that has like rubbed the right elbows?
Yeah, he's a noble who sells to nobles. He's like he's like Johnny Depp. Effectively, just like has that air of like cool, like designer drugs and tattoos and like living in this life. But like if you hang out with him too long, you wonder like, how do you eat? Like, when do you eat? When do you sleep, dude? Like, where do you live? But he's always like rolling in money. He's always got the hookup. He's always got the connection. He's always willing to like, because I've been on his good side for a while. Like he'll give me like a couple of like samples while hanging out. Like he'll smoke me up while we're hanging out, and then he'll give me whatever I buy. So he's good to me.
Cool. Dig it. Johnny Depp type.
Yeah. Boy, here for your regular trace powder. Sorry.
All right, cool. And yeah. So maybe you're meeting him in some like nicer area. Now, do you want to play out like a scene, or do we want to kind of like hand wave this? I guess
It can be a quick scene if you want. Just, if anything, we're just eating time while Dan is possibly.
So maybe we just kind of like see a cut of you, like you two sitting in some nicer tea shop or something like that.
Yeah.
Like some smoke billowing around, like these hookah type things. And yeah, so he's like, going to Lord Ecto's party, eh? All right. Not too shabby of a place. You trying to cause trouble there?
I got a bit of a job handing something off. Nothing too particular.
Right. Well, make me a. He's like, maybe I could help you. For friends and all that, but wouldn't hurt if you could grease the wheels, as it were. Feed the goat, if you know what I mean.
So you're a goat now. Last time you were a bull. The time before that you were a shark. Now you're a goat. Your metamorphosis, my good friend, is just astounding.
Have you seen the new stocky breeds they're coming out of Silkshore? Like the recent days. They're tough brutes. I'll be one of those goats any day.
I suppose that's fair. What kind of roll?
So maybe like a sway roll, or you can just like give him a coin, basically. But or you could tell me what kind of roll you want to use if this is like consorting with your attachments.
I'll do this way.
Okay.
I'll do this way. Risky, controlled.
I think it's controlled. This is your buddy, and you're just kind of like,
we're old friends.
Yeah. So, let me look at it. Okay. So I think he is just like, all right, yeah. I can get you invitations. I can even get whatever names you want on them. But a little bit of a heads up, I guess. This Secto, he's got himself a new sword master he uses as a bodyguard. Peruvian.
Anything else you can tell me about this master of the soul?
They say she's as lovely as she is deadly, I suppose. She does that wild sash fighting they use.
I've never heard of it. I hope I never do. Very interesting.
Yeah, but she'll be eyeing looking for any trouble, yeah. Thought you should know.
Very good. And he's telling the truth about this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
He says, only thing I'll ask is, need you to drop some drugs off for me.
Oh, I was absolutely going to volunteer to mule you. Are you kidding?
Perfect.
You get me in, I get you in.
Hey.
I like the way you work. I just need you to drop off a package.
Absolutely. That's pretty much all I'm good for these days.
Yeah, so he slides you a box over, and he's just he's like, just find the bedroom on the bottom floor. Leave it there.
Gotcha.
Lord Ecto's son pays me well to keep him snuffed up, if you know what I mean.
I can only imagine the young nobles. I know them well. You got to keep them drugged up and quiet, otherwise they'll end up dead on the street.
That's right. Messing with us, well, you, I suppose, common folk.
I guess so, yeah. Right. Weird times we're in, old bro.
But all right.
I'll get out of your hair. Thanks for the samples. I'll see if I can get home in a straight line or not.
Yeah, and with that, there's like a cut scene of you guys kind of like a runner kind of meeting up with you later with an envelope filled with like these invitations to Lord Ecto's party.
Hell yeah.
So sounds like you guys are using a just like a deception type plan. Your method of
100%.
deception using these invitations to get in. Cool. So then we look at our engagement roll. We take 1 dice for sheer luck. The operation is not daring or overly complex. I don't believe. So plans detail expose a vulnerability of the target or hit them where they're weakest. I'm gonna say yeah. Actually, this is like a party, which is just kind of like this. Lord Ecto's opening his doors makes him a little more susceptible to being kind of like approached in this way. So I'll give you an extra dice there. You also had like help from your contacts, so making these are getting you these invitations. So that's another plus dice. Enemies or rivals interfering. Hold on. No. So I think you will just take. Oh. They're gonna be higher tier. You have to deal with the blue coats. There seems to be extra security here. So I'm gonna say that knocks it down to 2 dice. Roth, do you wanna roll for us?
2d6.
Mm-hmm. 3
Or it could be a 3.
means you're in a desperate position when the action starts.
Oh no.
This'll be fine.
And there's no way to resist that one because that's just an engagement roll.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So I don't want to get into it until we have everyone here. Do we want to go ahead and call it here?
We might have to, yeah. I mean, unless you want to give us our names.
Yeah. My card is an invitation for Lawrence de Gaulle.
Can you type that, please?
Oh yeah. I'll just type them all out.
Yeah, and maybe whose name it is.
Yeah.
So you're all passed out these invitations.
Am I gonna have to shower for this?
Yes, in a real shower, not just walking into the bathroom, turning on the shower, standing outside of it and pretending like you're showering, and then walking out. Oh, I'm done. The towel's not wet, your hair's not wet. You're not fooling anyone with that trick. Crafts. I don't know how to spell this name. Actually, I'll look it up.
Just
'cause I
make
just
it
wrote
up.
them down.
Hooked
I
on
wrote them down.
phonics.
Just spell it phonetically, yeah. We love a good phonetic spelling here.
This is the only one that I wanted to be like correct. Okay. I have a card that says Lawrence de Gaulle. Slip, you have a card that is the invitation for a David Gainsborough. Crafts, you're a woman by the name of Helen O'Donoghue. Magpie, you are a swarthy gentleman by the name of Hugh Moneypenny. I was born to play the face.
I knew it, David.
Born to play the face. I'm not going to unpack that one in the slightest. Leave it nice and wrapped up in a bow.
I still talk to his ghost every now and then.
Just said.
Yeah, his name Ashley.
So I think since I do love my
Cliffhanger endings.
Cliffhangers, I think I am gonna just discuss a little bit. You guys like have your invitations. We see you all kind of like going up the steps, handing it to this the blue coat guard at the front, who like looks through them. And he says, all clear. Enjoy the magistrate's party. And motions you inside. And as soon as the doors open, you see a young nobleman who kind of like turns and second looks at you and stares. And you recognize this nobleman
no.
immediately as you just killed
No.
2 of his friends recently.
No!
You dog.
And his jaw just kind of like drops as he sees Hugh Moneypenny, Magpie, and Roth especially. And Crafts. He never saw.
Well, now, to be fair,
Slip
Crafts has her hair washed and done, and she stole one of Grace's dresses.
Oh, so she's like unrecognizable.
Yeah.
Completely.
So he's just like, we end with him just kind of like him going slackjaw, pointing his finger at your group as you enter and go, you! And we'll end it there. And that will be the desperate position that you guys are starting in.
I already have how I'm gonna react to that. Like, I have it. I hope I remember it. It's funny.
You write it down.
You're a smart man.
But yeah, we will stop there for the night.
Oh my
Did we get his
gosh.
name?
Yeah, what was his name? Because I did not write notes last week.
Yeah, you never got this guy's name.
Shit.
I'm gonna write him down as like Brantley Ecto.
But yeah, we can also always like flash back to something too. But... Cool. So next time we will enter the party and do this mission as yes, this young nobleman calls out your group here in front of a crowd of people.
Yikes. Well, thanks for watching. See y'all
Mhm.
next week. Same time. Right?
Yeah.
Everyone that's here, we're all good for next week, right?
Mhm.
Alright.
We'll see what happens with the Ember Death grips.
God damn
it.
Every time.